Hello everyone, and welcome to the 80th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows.
BHL Hudson.
A bunch of
Emphasis on
nonsense.
the B.
With me as always is my friend, co-host, and naked-faced buddy, Frederick.
Ah, yeah.
Frederick, I think you have some big news to break to the listeners that may crush some hearts out there.
Well, I have in fact gone completely nude and bald on my entire body.
Right.
And by that I mean I've shaved off the beard. we could put in a picture for the listeners.
All right, yeah, you can send me a cheeky selfie once.
It's a little cheeky selfie.
Cheeky, because your cheeks are now visible, and by that I mean your face cheeks. Before someone makes that weird.
Okay.
And by someone I mean you. Yeah, no, Freddie shaved the beard, which he's had. It is like early 2018. So like probably like since the 10th episode of the pod, it's been growing out, and
God,
it's
yeah.
Now,
I mean, I've been trimming it down, but I haven't had it gone for like multiple years.
And now
it's very strange.
I haven't seen his
It's growing right back. It's growing right back, mind you. But it's just apparently it's healthy to do it every once in a while. And thought I might as well do it now that we're in quarantine. I mean, I only have to look at your mug.
It's good for face hygiene, I guess. And we had a conversation right before we started recording in which I said, isn't it nice to wash your face without a beard? And you said, you assume I wash my face. So, that says a lot.
So the banter is already back. The beard did not bring that to the table. It's simply our minds.
But, yeah, so it's disturbing, but I guess we'll live with it. I don't know, it's weird, because you don't look like the kid I went to see Spectre with, but you also, I don't know, you have hair. Once a friend of mine confused you for a girl in a photo, so I don't think that'll be helping now without the beard, because you still have the long hair, so it's an odd combination. It
is an odd combination. I mean, I could already feel, and like, I don't think you can see it here, but the stubble is already kind of growing out. I don't know if you can see it.
Well, anyway, people definitely come here for our beard talk, but I guess we should talk about other things as well, maybe.
Okay, I guess we'll move on. I know people will be crushed, but might be for the better.
So today, we are in fact doing what I like to call talking about trailers. I thought I would think of something really like clever and punny, but and I did.
But and you did. Because what are we actually doing? Spider-Man movies Part 3.
Well, I don't know. It's trailer. Yeah.
It's trailer.
Great. Trailer. That's our really good pun for this week.
The ultimate comedic duo throughout the ages.
Because there were so many goddamn trailers over the past several weeks since we did a news episode. We're talking trailers today. We're talking The Suicide Squad. We're talking The Space Jam 2. We're talking Spirit Untamed. We're talking Loki. We're talking Black Widow. We're talking Wrath of Man. And for some reason at the end, we're talking Russel Crowe's in Thor 4. That's not a trailer. It's more of a trailer for joy.
But it's a trailer that needs to happen.
It's a metaphorical trailer of life. So, why don't we just jump into this? There are time codes down below. First of all, let's talk about The Suicide Squad. Got 2 trailers the past week.
2 trailers. I think I've only seen the one, but I'm not sure.
James Gunn's upcoming project, James Pistol. Get it out of the way.
James Pistol. Yeah. Just had to get it out of the way before I have too much fun.
Yeah, what did you think, first of all, before I give the desired BHL thoughts?
I think it looks pretty good, honestly. I think there might be a little bit too many characters. It's a big ass Suicide Squad now, but could work out. Who knows? I just say I don't love John Cena in movies, but I think this could be a decent performance.
What do you mean you don't love John Cena? What movies have you not loved him in? Bumblebee?
At what moment in your life have you not loved John Cena?
He was the best part of Bumblebee.
I haven't seen Bumblebee, in fairness.
He played the little girl.
I've seen Daddy's Home.
I like how you just didn't question that. I like how you just took that as a fact.
And Idris is in it.
He is.
Daddy's Home, that is.
Yeah, no, so on the too many characters thing, I think, and not really I think, this has kind of been confirmed, but a lot of people are going to die in this, because in the last Suicide Squad, the whole Suicide Squad aspect of like, bombs in their necks and all that stuff, and they're expendable, wasn't really utilized because they were like,
only Slipknot.
Well, yeah,
the main character.
They literally introduced a guy just to blow up his head, and it was so obvious that it lost any of the fun or excitement and tension that could be like anyone can die at any time. Whereas this one, I think they have so many people in here, a lot of people are just gonna get their heads fucking blown off. Like crazy.
Who do we think will get? Who of the main people will die? Do you
probably not Margot. Probably not Idris.
Yeah, I think Johnny Boy might.
John. I think. Pretty much everyone else, I don't think is safe. To be honest, I think they might just get rid of Captain Boomerang. They might. Do
you think they'll get rid of Captain Boomerang?
I think John C. Like I don't think they will, but I think there's a good possibility that they. Like that's the beauty of this though, is that I don't know for sure.
I think and there's a new Shark Boy.
Mm-hmm. Guess who voices him?
Is it John Hamm?
No. Like they would waste John Hamm's immense voice acting talent on that. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Yo.
Oh my god.
It's in fact Michael B. Jordan.
Why do they have Rocky?
Yeah, so Stallone.
That's not obvious from the trailer at all, is it?
No, I mean I found out afterwards. To be honest, I thought this is one of my most anticipated superhero movies like upcoming, and the trailer didn't exactly like floor me. Like it looked very, and maybe that's because I had very high expectations. It looked very good. Some of the jokes didn't exactly land for me, but I've noticed with James Pistol's films, i.e. Guardians of the Galaxy, oftentimes, and I mean this is the case for a lot of comedies, but especially with his humor doesn't translate great to trailers in my opinion. Like they're better in the context of the film.
Did he do the last Suicide Squad?
No. Okay,
because I was gonna say it's like the reverse here. Where the last Suicide Squad, I can't remember a movie that actually had better trailers than that one.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic like marketing campaign. I wouldn't say this is like these are bad trailers. There's certainly, and the more I watch it, like I think my first impression was like, it wasn't as great as I was hoping. The more I watch it, the more I really enjoy it. And there's tons of stuff. Like it does still look really fun.
You watch it on repeat.
It does still look like it has fun characters and fun chemistry between the team, and this kind of violent aesthetic to it.
Stallone rips a man in half.
Mm-hmm. See his rib cage. Good stuff. Stallone's, that is.
Stallone breaks in half. He tries like
Bob Parr style. Yeah, no, it does look fun though, and they have Starro, which I'm sure you'll be really excited for, which is a character from the comics, like a villain, who it's this like. It's one of those ridiculous, I think, like 60s comic things that you wouldn't think they'd put in a movie, but it's these like starfish that like attach to your face, and there's a giant one in this trailer, which I love because it seems like just the movie, also with the other members of the Suicide Squad.
I saw that, I was like, that looks so stupid.
Well, it's going really like crazy and like just ridiculous comic book kind of thing. So anyway, I think it looks really good. And I think the movie will be better than the trailer. And I enjoy me some Cena, some Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. She's a bit like, I don't know, some of her stuff just doesn't.
She's a little over the top, but in a way that works, in my opinion.
No, I mean, she's supposed to be over the top, but I guess in moderation, she's better. She was pretty good in Birds of Prey, to be fair. I think she plays the character well. I just think the character can be a bit, I don't know, I think it's a good performance. I don't think her jokes are very funny, if that makes like.
I don't think Margot should be a comedian.
No, like, it's not Margot's fault. Just the way it's written, it's just kind of like.
I think Margot single-handedly ruins this franchise.
It's just like the thing about personalized license plates. I just kind of like, she just sort of says like random things, and I'm like, And of course, it's coming from the comedic genius B.H.L. Hudson. So
this is true. The quirkiest man alive.
I don't know. Anyway, it looks good. Moving on to something that looks, dare I say, phenomenal. Space Jam 2.
God.
I haven't seen Space Jam, although I probably will before this.
I haven't even seen this trailer.
Then again, I thought I was going to watch Coming to America before Coming to America, but the 2 is a 2 came out. But then I started watching it, and controversial opinion, kind of bad.
You don't like Coming to America?
I only watched the first 20 minutes, so I'm not actually going to say that. I hate when people watch the first 20 minutes and say it's bad. I was like, this is not doing it for me. So anyway.
That movie's so good. I love it.
Maybe it's great, but I was not captivated at all. Anyway, Space Jam 2, Welcome to the Space Jam 2, official title. It looks actually pretty kind of fun.
Now, pretty like.
Wait, you haven't seen the trailers. You don't
hate.
You don't know who appears.
I've got questions.
Because there's one very, very nutty man who shows up and acts accordingly.
Is it Nick from New Girl?
No. You have no idea. Someone on a billion times nuttiness level than that.
Oh God.
You can't even picture this man.
Give a hint.
A hint. Well, this isn't a hint so much as it is a police confession, just exactly detailing him. But it is, in fact, this is Tony Stank. It's Cheats.
Cheats is in it?
It's Cheats.
Who does Cheats play?
So LeBron James, I'll break it down for you. I'll give you an audio description. Why did I say visual? I'm giving you the opposite of a visual. I'll explain to you frame by frame what's happening. So, LeBron James, famous basketball man.
That's it.
Hanging out.
I'm sold.
He's hanging out with his son. His son is like, I don't want to be a basketball player. And LeBron's like, boo. And then he falls into
This sounds like the freaking plot of Goofy the movie.
First of all, it's the Goofy movie, not the Goofy the movie. Second of all...
It's sad that you corrected me.
Well, second of all, I haven't even seen it, so it's sad that you don't know what it's called.
Alright? Oh, God, we're both just really sad.
So anyway, he falls into a dimension, and then Cheats is like, hey, I'm Cheats. And then he pulls a lever, and he goes to the Looney Tunes world, and then he has to play a game of basketball against some monsters, and every Warner Brothers property is there. It's very Ready Player One. The Iron Giant is there. Pennywise is there. The dragon from Game of Thrones is there. All this stuff is there.
Okay.
And they're like watching them play
and then there's
basketball. Cheats is, organizing the game.
So they've basically done the reverse here, where it's animated, like cartoon animation, and then there's a live action dude in the cartoon.
So first he's a cartoon, then he's a live action dude with cartoons, then there are other live action dudes, but it's in the Space Jam world. So anyway, it actually doesn't look terrible. It looks kind of fun, but also I don't really care. So cool. All right.
You say that about a Cheats movie. How can you even live with yourself?
Speaking of which, Spirit 2, the movie.
2.
Now, I only brought this up simply because, it's not a secret. It's been leaked, this project of mine, but I am working on Best and Worst of DreamWorks. And so I have been watching the DreamWorks movies. And I have to say, inexplicably, I hate the movie Spirit. It's this...
What is this movie?
It's one of their early movies. It's about a horse who gets captured and then wants to be a free horse, and then it goes on horse adventures.
Spirit.
It's like a wholesome kids movie, but I hated it so much. It was so dull and just boring, and it made me want to rip my face off.
This sounds like the Cars of animal movies.
Well, Matt Damon is the horse, I think, and he sounds like he's reading all of his lines at gunpoint. And I'm sure it's a lovely film that everyone loves, and everyone put a lot of hard work into it, so I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, personally, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. No.
Personally, I burnt my fingers after watching it, and then put them in my eyes and burnt my eyes.
I'm just saying, inexplicably, even though it's probably not like technically the worst or anything, I just absolutely despise that movie, and so they're making a sequel, and so I just want to bring this up, I guess, to be a bully. I'm sorry, I feel bad now, but...
Just to on the entire franchise?
I just really didn't like that movie, but anyway. Then, there was a trailer for Spiral, the new Saw movie, Samuel and Chris Rock. And Chris Rock's a detective.
So I can't believe Chris Rock is playing a serious detective in a Saw movie.
I mean, he's done serious stuff before. Pretty sure he was in a season of Fargo, maybe. Then again, so were Key and Peele. So it actually looks pretty good, even though I don't care about Saw movies and I don't like horror movies. But it looks.
You haven't seen any of the Saw movies, have you?
No, but I've seen like the highlights. I know what the general vibe is. You know those movies that you haven't seen, but like. You get it.
Yeah.
So Samuel is Chris Rock's dad. So I don't think you proposed the theory that he is Jigsaw. I don't think that's the case. Because also at the end you see Samuel in a bit of a Samuel-esque trap, and by Samuel-esque trap I mean just like he's in a Saw-esque trap. He's all tied up and probably.
So he's trapped. Well, I think that I'm just calling it now. Samuel is Jigsaw.
All right.
It's gonna be some elaborate ploy. And then just get Chris Rock in there
has to shoot his own dad. Big twist.
And then it turns out the gun he has in his hand is made of. It's like save yourself
Hair.
or shoot.
Oh.
Or like save yourself but shoot your dad. But then what did you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
And then he goes to shoot Samuel, and then he realizes it's a fake gun, and then Samuel steps out of the trap and smacks his son, and then credits.
Well, yeah, and it looks pretty intense and pretty spooky. Does Jigsaw also use pig masks a lot? Because there are a lot of pig masks in this trailer, and I was like, I didn't know that was a thing that they did.
I don't actually remember.
Well, anyway, Spiral. It looks pretty good, even though I don't like it. Cool. Then the trailer for Loki, aka Loki.
Loki.
Thought I'd throw in a little Valhalla Danish type of name.
God, I felt it and I appreciate it, and let's end the pod here. This was a highlight.
Let's clip this, and make it into a pod video.
You've seen Julie Valhalla, right? Julie Valhalla?
I think so, yeah.
God, that's a great Loki performance as well in there.
Well, did you see the new Loki trailer with Owen Wilson? I
did.
That they just have such a charming, fun banter. You know, we had charming, fun banter we're currently having it with Stan and Mac and Zemo, classic bants. But then it looks like we're having even more fun banter. You just can't get enough fun banter. And what a team up! Hiddleston and Wilson.
And Wilson.
They do seem very fun.
Two unlikely heroes meeting to combine into a supernova of just comedy.
I would argue one very likely hero and
the other
Wilson.
Is Hiddleston.
You make up your minds on that one. I think it looks great, honestly. I think
it will be really good.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of not a broken record with these MCU shows, but I kind of keep saying the same thing because they seem to be doing the same thing where like it looks like a bit of a new, fun, out there kind of concept. And it's not just more comic booky, but it's sort of more like, I don't know how to put it. It's not like a 1950s sort of thing, but being in this weird time, like the time police, and they have a record of literally every word you've ever said that you have to sign, and they have like a fun concept, and especially like it's a fun premise on its own, and then to put the Hiddle in there, just a recipe for
Hiddle
success.
I think Hiddle is probably one of the best cast actors in the MCU as well. I mean, I think we all know that the Downey was the peak, but like he's up there.
I mean, I wouldn't say RDJ was the peak. I call him RDJ because he's cool like that. I would say Cheeto was the peak.
He is technically one of the only people who's recast to be better.
True. So they were like, we almost peaked with Terrence Howard. Then like, we can peak even further. Cheats.
You know what? We can become Mount Everest in terms of cheatness.
It looks fun. So Loki, they're taking Avengers Loki around, which also, by the way, I think is the most fun Loki because he's still kind of, not kind of. He's very much a villain at this point. He just tried to like destroy the Earth or whatever. And so he's mischievous and he's fun and he's charming and, classic Loki. And taking him to different points in time to fix what he I guess fucked up by disrupting the flow of time and everything. Should be fun. Yeah. And we see, I think he's sitting there with Black Widow at one point, which we kind of saw in the last trailer. So that's interesting.
How is it Loki's messed up the flow of time? Because I know, isn't it more that the Avengers who did this? He just kind of like escaped with the Tesseract.
Yeah, but I guess using the Tesseract kind of, and maybe after he uses the Tesseract, then he ends up somewhere and does something bad. So you know how Loki does. You know how Hiddle tends to do.
You know how Hiddle do.
Hiddle do. That sounds like a delightful like children's book. Very good. 2 Lokis out of 2 for me on that one.
Well, so how's this gonna? Do you think he's then gonna somehow later come back to the like main universe and be like Thor? What?
No, I think there's a pretty decent chance we see Thor in this maybe, or at the very least a cheeky little Idris cameo. Because they do mention, in the last one, they do mention Thor and Heimdall. And I think he says at one point, he's like, Thor and Heimdall, get ready, because I'm coming to mess stuff up. And like I think in the last trailer, he got shot off with like the Asgard bridge, rainbow bridge, whatever it's called. God. me 3 years ago who was putting together the MCU chronology would be very disappointed that I can't remember the name of the Rainbow Bridge at the moment. But yeah, no. So I think we're going to see maybe him head off to Asgard and maybe run into Thor. And but I think we'll definitely get some kind of Asgardian cameo in this, which will be fun. And speaking of Marvel stuff.
Okay.
Black Widow had a new trailer, which was actually very Marvel heavy in the sense that it brought back, footage from the old movies. It brought back the Avengers theme, which, to be fair, was kind of nice to hear in a trailer again. That was, it's always good.
I was a little confused by it because this is a story that happens. Was it between Civil War and
Endgame?
Endgame? Okay.
Which you'd think in the marketing they wouldn't bring up the fact that she's dead. They'd kind of hope you'd forget about that, because otherwise you'd be like, why do I care about this movie? Especially for the mainstream public who might be like more I think this will be more confusing than anything else to them.
Well, yeah, it's just kind of like, but since it's an origin story and she's talking as if it's Endgame's already happened in this, doesn't she? In the trailer, I don't remember.
I mean, I think it's probably like a vague speech about like I have all my friends and I love my friends and now I'm dead. On the ground.
I'm dead because Renner couldn't hold on to me.
Because Renner has the slipperiest butterfingers.
Because Renner was wet from all the complimentary donuts he had been holding.
God, what a crossover reference. Yeah, no, I don't know, but honestly, I know we've kind of the narrative of the Black Widow movie on this podcast has been quite negative from us, but generally, I mean, looking at it now, like, yeah, it looks good. Like, I feel like I've gotten kind of negative on it because like it just looks kind of bland, and like most of the other Marvel, like compare this to the Loki thing, it looks much more like Loki looks much more interesting. It's
getting very much overshadowed by.
But it doesn't.
I think it's also because Marvel's doing so many different things right now. Like, there's basically a new thing coming out every month almost,
and this has been.
And it's kind of like getting overshadowed by the better things, let's say.
And this has been getting overhyped, been like getting hyped up since, last year, since it was supposed to come out. So some stuff falls of its own, some stuff not. And I still think, even though it looks kind of, not that groundbreaking, it still looks solid. Like, it still looks good. I just just want to see it, like, just to get it
for a movie that's coming out in the same year as Paul Bettany content, it's bound to flop.
Which is true for any film. Like in 2014 when Transcendence came out, no other movie made any money. Fun fact.
When the Rum Diary emerged?
Is Paul Bettany in that?
I don't know. He's in one of the Johnny movies. It might be... let's not get into that.
Yeah, no, let's not. But
Mordecai! Sorry.
There we go. Oh yeah, it's even in Transcendence. Maybe I was thinking of Mordecai. Never mind. Why would you ever exclaim Mordecai like that's a good thing to realize?
Terribly sorry.
But yeah, Black Widow. That looks fine. Stranger Things sheriff there's like a flashback where Natasha's young and she has blue hair and he's like, we are a family and we love each other. I don't know. I think it's always a little bit...
turns into Vin Diesel.
It's a little bit weird in trailers when they try to like... I feel like as soon as I say this is going to sound really stupid and people will think of like 1,000 examples that prove me wrong, but like in this trailer it just stood out to me where you try to have like emotional moments with characters that we never met before in this 2-minute trailer where it's like, our family is real to me. It's like, I don't care about any of these people. I've known them for literally 30 seconds in this trailer. Like, I haven't seen the movie yet. Like, I'm sure it's nice and emotional in the movie, but to put it in the trailer, it's like, I don't know, like, who does that sell?
You're sounding a bit like a Grinch right now, a bit of a grouch.
I just think, like, I don't know, I don't think it works for a trailer.
I don't give a shit about your happy family.
That's not what I was saying. Anyway, yeah, it looks solid again, as it did in the last several thousand trailers. And then finally, we have...
God, let this movie be over.
We have, from the creator of... Are you the coach?
Are you the coach, man?
We have Guy Ritchie's triumphant return to the cinema. Although it probably...
Dude, Corey.
It probably will not be much more triumphant than his last return to the cinema. We had a trailer for Wrath of Man.
When you say return to the cinema, has the man been on like a hiatus?
No,
or is he just...
he's very active actually. This is actually, dude, like a director putting out a movie like back to back, like year to year. It's pretty impressive. Take that, Nolan. Yeah, so it's the new Statham Ritchie movie. Looks solid.
Looks like a bit of a shout,
Doesn't look as interesting or like.
I don't think it'll be as good as The Gentleman.
No, I don't think we can go in expecting that because it's also a totally different kind of movie. I'll be honest, it looks a little bit generic. It looks a bit like Statham's just shooting guys and Which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure it'll make a fun
Well,
Woody.
he's like, he's not a cop or something, and then he's
that famous line. What's his name? The boy's boy is in it. Mother's Milk.
God, it was the most horrifically confusing message I got from BHL Hudson. He sent me the trailer, and he goes, "I hope you appreciate." Because and the reason that I think the reason I didn't get this is because it didn't clock to me that I actually saw Mother's Milk in this.
Okay.
But then
keep banging
accompanied with the fucking link to this trailer, I see. Hope you appreciate the sneaky cameo from Father. What do you say? Father Orange Juice?
Probably something like that.
Father's Orange Juice. And I genuinely looked so like I spent 10 minutes looking at this trailer. I was like, what am I missing? And I had to break the news to him that I had no
It's
clue
one of
what
the
he was
very,
talking about.
very few times where one of our references has not clicked for the other. And it's why this movie's now cursed. And
and it'll fail miserably.
And we're boycotting. But
were the boys cutting it? Hashtag bring back Mother's Milk.
Hashtag bring back Father's Orange Juice. It looks yeah, it looks okay. Richie's good at action, but again, the stuff that Richie, I'm not gonna say the stuff that he's happiest making because I don't know the man personally, but it seems like the stuff he's happiest making is like his creative The Gentleman Snatch, not Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, what's it called? Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels kind of movie, and then like his other, he'll do an Aladdin. He'll do a King Arthur Revenge of the Sword or whatever the fuck, and he'll do a Wrath of Man.
I still haven't seen that movie. I
gave it to you on a DVD.
Yeah. Did I stutter? I do actually still have that DVD though, but I haven't opened it. In 10 years' time, that's gonna be worth millions.
Especially when it's been touched by FDK Gaming and BHL Hudson. Oh god, you didn't know I touched it?
I didn't know the treasure I held.
But it looks pretty okay, I guess, and he's out for revenge probably, as Statham usually is. Then just two little pieces of news here that aren't trailer related, but I just thought we should mention because potting. Knives Out is getting 2 sequels, and they've been bought by Netflix. So we have a Benoit Blanc trilogy on our hands.
God damn,
we are lucky men.
I am quite excited for that. I don't know what they're gonna do because it. I think the thing that made it work so well was that it was a murder mystery. If they don't do this like another murder mystery kind of thing, I don't know.
Oh no, it'll be a mystery. Definitely.
I know it'll be a mystery, but will it be like a whodunit?
Yeah, I very much imagine this is going to be in the style of Hercule Poirot kind of vibe, where he finds another house. I will say, yeah, the thing is,
he finds another house.
That's the movie. It's just a real estate film.
Benoit walks in, no clue where he is, but he decides this is where he'll sleep.
Like the first Knives Out is such a good like standalone film that it doesn't. Here's the good thing, I guess, that it didn't set up a future film, so it can still be enjoyed on its own. And basically, I think it's only like a win situation. Like if it's bad, the sequel, or like if it doesn't really feel natural, the first one still stands on its own. And if it's good, then we have a great franchise. So I'm curious to see what they'll do. They have to. Because it's a very also unique.
When I saw that movie, it was the last thing I did not expect that to become a franchise.
No.
Benoit in more than one movie.
It's a very unique story with the first one, how they tell it. Like, they basically show you who the murderer is, but then it's, there are a lot of twists along the way, and the family dynamic and the commentary and all that stuff. So I'm curious, because they can't really do the same thing again, so it'll have to tackle some other angle. But I think, Rian Johnson is the man for the job. So, big stuff. Also, that being said, if it's bought by Netflix, I hope I can still see it in the cinema, because I don't really want to do an at-home Woody, because these have to be Woodies, obviously, because Benoit.
Yeah, of course.
Because that is Huey.
Yeah, that's... Well, because... that is Huey. Charles brought this in the 60s. I don't know what he says.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Something about the house. Well, are there any Netflix movies that come out in the cinema?
I think they get, limited releases. No, The Irishman came out, I think, properly. I don't know. Then again,
Bird Box? Bird Box didn't, did it?
No. I think they do it for select things. I guess also maybe Oscar movies, because I think they have to be released in the cinema. Then again,
Well,
Benoit would.
then we'll see this in the cinema, I guess.
So we'll see. I think Knives Out got nominated for an Oscar. I think it got nominated for a screenplay. I do believe.
What?
It was a great screenplay. Speaking of great things, Russell Crowe is going to be in Thor 4, Love and Thunder, Love and Crowe.
Love and Thunder, Love and Crowe.
So,
official title.
I imagine he'll
As
be...
what?
Well, I think the kind of, not the rumor, but the general consensus online is he'll be part of that. Because you know how Matt Damon's coming back as, like, fake Loki. So he'll probably be part of, like, some play. Like, he'll probably play Tony Stark or something. I don't know. Like, you know, in some fake play thing. He'll probably be just, like, a little cameo. But
I can see him as being Bruce Banner.
That's a shout, you know.
That's a bit of a shout.
I can kind of see Natasha
I'm seeing
Romanoff.
a Scarlet Witch vibe.
I'm getting strong vision feels from this one.
I'm getting strong visions on this one.
But I also forgot until I looked it up. You know who's in this? And I think playing the villain. We got ourselves your boy Christian Hay.
Christian Hay.
Bale of Hay.
Oh,
Christian,
right.
Christian Bale. I like how I've become the one who cracks the terrible puns in this podcast. It started out as you, and now I kind of. But then again, you're not the smart one now, so I guess I'm just carrying the entire thing.
You've just taken over. I sit here confused at your terribleness.
So yeah, looking forward to that. Seeing Christian in the MCU, your boy Bale. Freddie just sent me a GIF of Christian Bale to show his appreciation of this. Very good. Now I do believe it's time for
the Cnews.
I'll be honest, it's been pretty low energy pod, at least on my end.
Low cruise energy.
I'm pretty tired, in case you couldn't tell. But hey, hopefully you enjoyed. You know, some of my favorite episodes.
Bale.
Some of my favorite episodes of the Weekly Planet are when James is hungover doing them. So maybe there's some charm to me.
Maybe there's some golden nuggets.
I mean, I'm not hungover, just for the record, but I'm quite tired. So you know, similar vibes. Okay, we don't actually have any Tom Cnews this week. But I thought I'd have a little Cnews fact for you, and you can guess if it's true or false.
I love how the Tom Cruise is the most half-assed show thing on the show.
It's a little Tom Cnews game show here. All right, true or false? It's not even that spicy of a question, to be honest. I could have done way better. Tom Cruise has never done an animated film. Think about it. Cheeky, eh?
I feel like I want to say that's true, but then it's probably going to end up being false, and it's going to be some like really really obscure and shitty movie he's done. I'll say that's true.
It is true.
God damn, Cruise.
He hasn't done one. He was going to be, I believe, he was going to voice the lead role in Treasure Planet, but then Joseph Gordon-Levitt killed him. Joseph Gordon-Levitt got the role instead. And,
damn.
And yeah, so I don't think Cruise has any like problem with doing an animated film. Then again, he doesn't really have the voice for an animated film, does he? Like you have to have.
I think he has to scream for an animated voice.
I mean, he could just do a scream the whole time. That's a bit of a shout. But yeah, so that's the Tom Cnews for this week. And now, actually, I know I'm a bit of a wild man. I say we just do the announcements and such now. So, for the record, we are recording this on...
You are the wildest goose.
We're recording this on Tuesday, so there may be other announcements that have come out since, like other stuff that's come out since
Christian
then.
Bale legally changed his name to Christian Hay.
Yeah, I think we covered that. But, but anyway, we'll get to those next week if there are. For now, let's just talk about the announcements and such for this week. First of all, just want to say we got a good response on the UFC reaction vid, which was a little bit of a... You know, we weren't really planning on making that into a video.
Surprising.
I thought it'd be fun to kind of throw out there, and most of the comments were like, "Yeah, I don't watch the UFC, but this was fun." So yeah, maybe nice. I'm thinking maybe for those pod videos we could do, you know, either it's a pod highlight or maybe we could do a little something else like a reaction or an IRL kind of thing, or maybe a little gaming or who knows.
You know. God, the gaming does sound Agario Bean Boozled challenge.
Don't even get
could be a shout.
That would be billions of views in the bank. So yeah, anyway, I'm glad people enjoyed that, and yeah, it was fun to put together. Then I have to say, this is not a it's not a knock on the fans, because we love our fans and they're very supportive. However, I will just say factually, it's been a while since we got some fan art. And again, it makes it sound like I'm saying like, God, you guys have been slacking, which you have. No, but I'm just saying like it has been a while since
we have missed it and cried ourselves to sleep every night.
It's been a while since we got to.
But that's all about to change.
And then this week we got one piece of fan art, and then one. It's not exactly fan art, but it's a fan creation that's interesting. But firstly, the fan art from GC Green, who has produced some great fan art in the past.
I love this.
It's very excellent.
This is amazing fan art.
It is, in fact, Rampage 2, Freddy Got Big.
Freddy got big.
And he is, in fact, I love how we're both really happy with our roles here. I've been made Dwayne Johnson, you've been made George, and I think we're both really accepting of that.
And I think they have captured our auras and essences very well, actually.
I mean, I think he really, like, I have to say, fucking good artist. Really is quite good. It's a very, it's a very good drawing of your face, and also, like, I never thought I'd say this, but, like, your hair blends well with, like, the George hair. Also, look at the
a sentence I never thought I'd hear.
Check out the detail on the BHL Hudson. First of all, he got the classic BHL grin. He got the classic BHL forehead wrinkle. He got my sunglasses in there. He has me wearing my Dunder Mifflin shirt. But look at that. I look like me and Dwayne mixed together, which is how I look in real life.
You say look at that. I'm not looking at that right now. But
and it has some great quotes on the side that I'll let the listeners read. Little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, can't do all the work for you.
So just excellent fan art. Thank you, GC. We love it. And yeah, just great stuff. So yeah, again, not complaining that we haven't gotten any, but whenever we not any, but we haven't gotten some for a while. But whenever we do, it's just a delightful thing. So thank you, GC. And then JC Comics. Let me pull this up. Sent in a tier list of not Woody's movies, of movies we talk about often on the pod. And initially I was confused, like, whose tier list is this? I'm like, is it ours or is it his? I'm assuming it's his, because some of these I would not agree with, so I'm assuming this is how he would rank it.
So what movies are involved? I haven't seen this.
Well, I can show it to you, like, here. I can't, like, tell you all of them, because there are, like, a lot of movies here. I'll put on the screen for the listeners, but I will just go through some notables. Baby Driver's an S, obviously. Get Out, A+, very good. Rampage is an A, good. Let's see. That's Gentleman's in B+.
Because, like, I don't get it, because this sounds like he's doing both. Like, he's kind of blurring the lines between good movies and meme movies. Because if he's going good movies, Rampage should not be an A.
No, I mean, I think that's
it
fair
should be an S.
I would blend the meme, because that's how you do the pod. But then he's also I really enjoy. We'll get to that. He's also put let's see, Couples Retreat in D. Fair.
What?
He's put.
What?
Okay, here's a bone we have to pick. He's put in D-, and one of these does not fit with the others. Venom, The Cat in the Hat, Fantastic Beasts 2, and Murder on the Orient Express. So I would like some hashtag justice for Poirot.
What is Venom doing that far down?
Going for this one. And then my favorite thing in the F tier, it's just the 4 last Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Is it actually?
It is. It totally is.
What an absolute asshole. What the hell?
I love it. So that's wonderful. Thank you,
JC.
Wait,
was it GC or JC?
JC, sorry.
What the f***
Same
with
person,
that?
question mark? So if other people want to put together like a tier list, I don't know how he did this, if he actually made a tier list that people can use, or I don't know, but feel free to. It's interesting to look at. And
God, that's disappointing.
Also, I like how he put The Fate of the Furious on there twice, inexplicably. And he also put Kung Fu Panda and Tag in the same category. So some questionable choices made here, but overall, very enjoyable to look at. So thank you, JC. Then let's see if there's...
I cannot believe that. He's ended it with such a... God, what a...
Let's see if there's stuff from the...
I hate our fans.
From our fan page. A great meme, This is Brilliant, but I like this... with you talking about Spider-Verse and Venom. Very inexplicable, again, your love for one of those films. Then we have just a series of why him related posts.
This is a cry from the fans. They need this as a Ben and Fred watch.
I'll happily do it. We need to.
I'll do the job, okay? I'll do it.
So yeah, we do have a sneaky Key. We have Cranston. We have a mustachioed Frank. So yeah, no, lovely stuff. Check out the fan
I like how
pages
he's
linked
called
below.
James Franco for James Francis.
Has he? This must have been James Francis' audition for the first scene in Justice League. I do appreciate the reference, though, despite the James Francis.
Brian has been scarred for life.
And then just Key peeking, which I think has great meme potential. Also,
God, once you see this movie, you're never going to not talk about it. It's genuinely such a good movie. It's a movie you and I would love.
I'm all for it. Next time we see each other, let's do it. Let's get some burgers. Let's watch Why Him. Why not?
God.
Why him not?
Why not, I say.
Also, I just want to say there was a great comment on the UFC video where it was like, this has great meme potential, and it linked to the part of the video where the Funk Master gets knocked down, and I just lean back and go like, oh, fuck, shit. So I feel like that does have great meme potential, so if anyone wants to make that into a meme, feel free. And finally, we are in fact on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we are on YouTube, Poorly Planned Podcast, where we post the pods and some exclusive content here and there. You don't want to miss the upcoming Battlefront Watch, which hopefully will get past the copyright system because it's very long.
God, and, I hope.
So
how long is it?
I'm still far from finishing the edit, but I think it might be the longest one yet. Who knows? But it is for a movie that let's just say, what can we say?
Does everything right for all the wrong reasons.
That doesn't narrow it down. That could have been any movie we've covered up until now. Let's say after the film, I was like, there's some message in there. See if you can explain it to me. It's a quote from the movie, but it's a bit of an obscure quote, so maybe people won't get it right away. We could also say it was a fucked up movie.
We could also say, ow, that Wagyu grill is hot.
We could also say, Ray, any chance of a steak? No,
so what we're trying to say is Culver's Retreat again.
The recoupling. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for listening. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Twitter at FTK_DaltSniper. You can find me on YouTube at FTK_Gaming, and you can find me on Instagram at FDalgard.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Why him?
Terrible. Quit
Absolutely
podcasting.
Brilliant.